Hello, YouTube. All right, check one, check two. Brian, how's your mic sounding
Check
here?
one, check two.
All right, cool. If you, I'm gonna do this a little bit here. All right, now we're good. Okay, check one, check two.
Check one, check two.
All right, that'll do. Hey, YouTube. All right, so we are gonna get underway in the second half here in just a second. Got the chat feed all queued up. Good evening, and you can check out Brian Hanson's shirt today. There, look at that. So the shirts, if you were one of those that ordered it, I shipped them out. Some people are already getting them. And then there's one more local delivery I have, and then that's it for the pre-order. But we have some extras, so I'll let you know what the count is for next week. Let's get to it before they get underway. It is the 200 level, Mike Carpenter and Brian Hanson in the basement studio for what was a pretty fun first half against Iowa. Certainly not like the last time Illinois and Iowa played, where Illinois won the Big Ten. It was amazing, but keep in mind, Illinois was down by as many as 15 in that first half. This one, though, for the most part, Illinois controlled the last 10 minutes of that first half. But the good news, bad news is you're up. I guess the bad news is that you're only up one. And that was not the best minute to end it, Brian, but overall, I think I'm still rather pleased with how things went.
Yeah, I mean, you're shooting the ball well. I really like the pace. I'm not sure where Terrence Shannon's been in this first half, but Matthew Meyer was once again amazing. It was a great first half. I like I said, I really like the tempo.
I think defensively, it's not as if the defense was completely stifling by Illinois because Iowa still shot around 50%. But it just seemed like we sort of dictated the flow. And it's almost like an intangible thing. I can't pinpoint why exactly it felt like a slow first half and not the frenetic pace that we saw in the first 4 or 5 minutes. It seemed to really even out after that. And I got to give Illinois credit. I can't pinpoint what it is exactly, but it seems like they're certainly playing their style of more half-court oriented offense and the first team to 70 wins as opposed to 5 minutes in, I thought this game was going to go, first one 85 wins. I don't know if that's the case.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but I do think this style of play fits Illinois a little bit better than what we saw against maybe Nebraska or definitely against Wisconsin. We got a long way to go, but if you continue to shoot the ball, especially the two, the way that you're doing, I think we're shooting 50% in the first half. Held Iowa under 50%. We're out rebounding. We've only got 2 fouls. It was a great first half.
Yeah, the last minute, thinking back to how you went from, it was a 7-point lead. It was, and then Rebraca got a easy 2. Well, let me rephrase. There was a goaltend, and that looked like it was going down. Then he makes the and 1. Iowa gets a 3 late from Chris Murray. You squandered a couple offensive opportunities, including a missed 3 from RJ, who still is struggling mightily. No Luke Goody. With 20 minutes to go, Brian, what has to happen for Illinois to win? Because it can't just be the Matthew Myers show.
Just keep the tempo where it's at. I think that as long as you continue to not depend on the 3, which you really haven't had to in the first half, getting the ball down low to Dane, continue to do that. Let Meyer do what Meyer does. I think Jaden Epps is probably poised to have a much better second half. I think as long as you kind of maintain, what's going on right now, you're in pretty good shape.
All right, so we're about to get underway in case you're one of those that wants to sync up the second half. I'll let you know the minute that they inbound it, which these cameras are never great about showing when the ball's inbounded. Should be in the next 10 seconds or so as they're focusing on Matthew Meyer here with the camera. And
the headband again.
And the headband again, though apparently he shaved his mustache. But regardless, whatever he's doing the last month or so seems to be working because he has been the best player in the team. And it's not really even close. So we're about to get back underway here. It looks like Brad Underwood came out by himself again. I'm not really sure, but regardless. Okay, today it only took him 2 minutes and he was right back out there. He can't be ticked off, could he be?
No, I think they were just showing the replay from last game.
Well, they're showing this 2-minute halftime return. Oh, you know what it is, I think, 2 minutes before we got underway. I think they're saying that it was a normal halftime for Brad Underwood. The only complaints I think you could have would just be a little bit sloppy, but you can live with some of those mistakes, especially when it's a freshman. We got 36-35. We're underway, and there have been 4 ties and 6 lead changes. The biggest lead, of course, was 7 for Illinois, which they squandered a bit at the end of the first half, but this is always the first 4 minutes of the second half can be very much a tone setter. This is one of the McCaffreys. I believe that's Connor. Patrick is number 22. Rebraka, who's had a decent game offensively for Iowa. And this is going to be Chris Murray. Coleman on him. Good matchup here. Chris Murray on the left block. The fadeaway jumper is up and good from about with the Big Ten logo in the lane. So I don't mind the defense.
No, in the first half, I mean, you held Chris Murray to 7 points until that last second three-pointer.
Oh, so he has 12 now.
And he does.
Yeah, that was a quiet 7 before that three-pointer. Matthew Meyer to Danger, which Jacob mentioned how good their game has been together. Danger going under the basket a little bit out of control, a little bit forced. So Iowa with a chance to extend this lead. Coleman gets in the passing lane, but no, this is going to be an easy take for Rebraka. And a very bad 2 possessions there for Dane.
Not a good start for this group.
No, not at all. And, we talked in the first half about how Dane, defensively, I love his hands, but he just has a really hard time keeping certain guys in front of him. Rebraka shouldn't be one of those guys he has an issue with, but apparently on that possession he did. So this is going to be a 2-man game for Meyer and Dane. Dane gets fouled, and unfortunately, he will go to the line.
That's number 2 for Perkins.
Yeah, Perkins had a really good first 10 minutes and then went quiet. I guess a lot of the Iowa team went quiet, though, offensively, those last 10 minutes. All right. It's going to be, I'm assuming, 2 shots for Dane coming up. Bobo gives me a little bit of a preview of what's going to come up. This is what's always fun about the people that have cable. They can kind of give us little hints if good things are coming. They tend to stay quiet if bad things are going to happen. So he makes the first with 18:41 to go, 2-point game. All right. If there is a pick-to-click not named Matthew Meyer in this half, who is it, Brian?
I got to go Jaden Epps. He was
the same thing, yeah.
He was pretty quiet in that first half. I think this is, he had a couple of good drives, but
There you go, Dane. Makes both.
I think he was 0 for 3 from 3.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's got to be somebody. And right now, I just can't bank on Terrence Shannon Jr. because he just seems sort of, I don't want to say checked out or say he's not playing hard, but he's not being an alpha. That is for certain. This is Terrence on Perkins, and the nice job. Oh, man. It's going to be not a shooting foul, but they're going to get Epps here as he knocks the ball out of Iowa's hands. From first glance, didn't look like that much, but darn it, Iowa will take the ball out from the sideline. Okay, so the other thing in the first half, too, Illinois not in foul trouble, except for, of course, Matthew Meyer got 2. But I feel like if you can get through these first couple media timeouts and he doesn't pick up a third, you won't really have to set him at all. Oh, no. Chris Murray gets clear. The 3 is no good, though, and Illinois gets the board. Dodged a bullet right there, Brian. This is going to be Coleman. He's top of the key. He shot a 35-foot three-pointer in the first half. Got his own rebound, missed. Got his own rebound, made 2 free throws. So there have been worse possessions. Dane with pick on the right, but no, instead we got Terrence Shannon in the corner. The 3 is up and good.
Just like that.
His second of the game. 41-39.
Great find by Matthew Meyer.
Yeah, and I'm okay with catch and shoot threes, which is what that was. So this is going to be a great job by Dane on Rebraka, who's asking for the foul, doesn't get it. Illinois on the break here. Jaden looks for Dane. Dane puts on the floor, up and in. He is so good with his hands.
Just like that. Is that a 7-point run?
It's 7-point, yeah, 7-0 run here in a minute, basically. Coleman on Chris Murray. This is going to be McCaffrey. Connor McCaffrey with Meyer on him. He wanted the foul. I don't know what he thought he was going to get. Terrence gets the steal, and they're going to call the foul on Perkins, which let's see how many that is on. Oh, man, the Iowa faithful ticked off. Did you get any bloodlust going in the first half, Brian? Were there any moments? I didn't have that moment yet.
No, not yet. Fran McCaffrey almost brought it on there with a minute to go. Where he seemed a little bit ticked off, but not yet.
I don't need Connor or Patrick McCaffrey to be nice. In fact, I prefer them to be antagonistic. And it was 4 years ago where we had, or 3 years ago, Frank and Connor McCaffrey going at it. And I think that's fun. It's a sport. This is a rivalry. I actually appreciate them being okay with playing heel. So this is going to be Terrence taking it to the rim. He just loses it.
Well, the only guy out there that's experienced this rivalry is Coleman. He's the only one that's on the floor right now. But, him and RJ are the only 2 that have been through this game.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's a crazy thing. And Luke Goody, we've yet to see him. And he got some minutes from what I recall in the game last year against Iowa. I'm a little bit surprised, and we'll see if there's any difference in the second half. Why not bring a Luke instead of an RJ? Because if he's healthy and he's been cleared, You aren't losing size, and I think you can find a matchup defensively where Luke won't kill you in his first game back.
I think it's the pace. I don't know if Luke is quite ready for this kind of pace.
Look at this. Coleman and some
Wow.
good help in the lane. Darn it. Thought we had gotten the steal, but they corral it. This is going to be a 3 for Connor McCaffrey. It's no good.
Terrible shot.
Illinois gets the ball. We have a chance for a break here. This is Coleman to Jaden Epps. Jaden taking it to the rim. Up and good. Bulldog. I love that kid, man.
Yeah.
Him and
Same.
Ty Rogers are neck and neck, and I know one fills the stat sheet more, but 2 freshmen along with Sincere. I really like this class.
And what about Ty Rogers in the first half?
Yeah, he did have 3 or 4 turnovers, so that's the freshman in him, but God, he had a few takes to the basket that looked like a fourth-year player. So we got a foul on the floor, not a big deal. Only the second, but they call it on Meyer, so I guess it is kind of a big deal. I think you can take him out here before the 16 media timeout.
Yeah, he does.
He's got to be cognizant of that. That was just a slap foul that wasn't going to get you anything. So
Okay, well, here comes Ty Rogers.
all right. I mean, see, this is the way Ty's playing, where I'm not. Oh no. And by the way, this run has been without Matthew Meyer scoring. I think he did have a assist or 2. This is going to be Chris Murray from 3. No good. Dane with the board. Nice board there. And Illinois will have Terrence bring it across the half-court line. So what a weird first 4 minutes here where Iowa started out hot, 4-0 run, and then you've been on since a tear. You're up 6. This is Jaden Epps from the free throw line. Good God, Brian.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Wow.
How do you defend that? Unbelievable.
Is our call going to come to fruition?
I
the
sure
Jaden
hope
Epps
so.
half. I love it. It's an 11-0 Illinois run, and we got a foul away from the ball, or did we get a timeout on Iowa? Chat feed, if you guys can let me know here. But this is Jaden Epps. They're showing this replay. Wow, God. Okay, there's cliche terms like moxie, but doesn't it apply to Jaden Epps?
No doubt about it. And I asked you last week. I asked who's your favorite player on this team,
And we were struggling with it.
it's got to be Jaden Epps, right?
It's 2 guys, and it's funny because my niece Harper asked me this morning. She likes Matthew Meyer, and I get it. You know, he's the leading scorer on the team. And I said, it's a 2-horse race. It's Jaden Epps and it is Ty Rogers. And I know that sounds a little bit being a prisoner of the moment with Ty Rogers, but before the season, I was so hopeful that he was going to be the impact freshman. It seemed like he had all the intangibles where he was going to be the guy that was polished right away. He was not. But the way that he's playing, those are my 2 guys right there.
Yeah, I would have to agree. And we were talking about what's the starting lineup next year. Obviously, without knowing who else could be coming in, what transfers there could be. But Ty Rogers is certainly there.
All right, so we got our first media timeout. Illinois up 8. Just like that, 47-39. Of course, in this game, in this rivalry, there is no lead that is ever truly safe. But a very good start to this second half. All right, DP Dough, online at dpdough.com. Hopefully you can order a celebratory calzone after the game, and they can deliver it anywhere in Champaign-Urbana, piping hot to your doorstep. I just took Steve his 200-level T-shirt yesterday and stopped by DP Dough. And here's the thing. A lot of people that are not on campus, they get kind of scared off that, I can't go into that campus bubble. Again, they can bring the calzone to you, so order online at dpdough.com. Also, we got a winter sale going on at Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing. They want to help you upgrade and save. When you buy a Lennox home comfort system, you get a choice. Decide between a free water heater or a $500 Visa gift card. That's not a bad deal. No qualifications necessary. 0% financing available. You can give them a call today at 217-841-4728. That's 217-841-4728 for a free in-home consultation. That's Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend. And finally, State Farm agent Brian Hanson, who is here today helping us out. Brian, what would be, trying to think here. There are the obvious kinds of insurance that you would get through State Farm. Is there any niche thing that is kind of like an underutilized form of insurance? I'm kind of putting you on the spot because I know there's a billion types out there, but
yeah, that's a tough question to answer. I think one thing that people really probably don't realize that we do is, obviously life insurance is a big component that, a lot of people get that through their employers, but life insurance for sure, commercial insurance too. All these small businesses these days, in-home Etsy businesses, that's something we can
even for home web-based businesses.
Absolutely,
okay.
Sure.
All right. So Brian Hanson online at brianismyguide.com. Illinois getting represented up there. I know that our friends from Champagne Showers are up there in attendance, way at the top of Carver Hawkeye, one of the more unique settings for college basketball. And I was telling you, Brian, that the one time I've set foot in there, never for a basketball game, was when I was up there in 2015 for the Illinois-Iowa football game. Illinois almost won that game. Wes Lunt, Keyshawn Vaughn. It kind of slipped away late, but on the way to a bar in Iowa City, we stepped in there, and sure enough, yes, you set foot in the top row of this stadium, but it can get loud from what I've heard. Illinois has done a good job keeping it from getting too loud for too long, though. So this is going to be Tony Perkins on the take. Good defense, but we got a foul. Okay, so we're going to go now to a media timeout. Ty gets called for the foul. Looked pretty soft. So 2 free throws coming up, and I guess this is the media timeout. All right, let's get this out of the way, Brian. The Orange Crush, Iowa shenanigans from this week. I'm just glad it's over. My frustration, as I told you, is that it didn't need to be a story in the first place.
That's right.
And it only became a story when the Orange Crush put out a letter. I say this as a former Crush member myself. No, and I just chalked it up to kids being kids. Just good old rascals just trying to, pose as a Boys and Girls Club. That does not offend me. It's not a big deal. But it was the letter. And we lost the money. Oh, my God. And then it just became a thing to the point where they mentioned it a couple times today.
Yeah, they have, and I'm glad it's over.
Yes.
But, I guess we needed something to reignite this rivalry, right?
Maybe so with all the new faces.
It was feeling like it was kind of going away a little bit, like it wasn't there. And then of course, all this. But, yeah, I'm glad it's over. If we didn't talk about it again, I'd probably be okay with that. Yeah.
Hey, I'll give props to them. They did the whole troll job with the Boys and Girls Club, but it's also a good gesture. So it's the most good-natured troll job you can get. And when Connor McCaffrey puts out a tweet earlier this week that I just agreed with, he just said, "Hey, we got you on this one, but we appreciate the rivalry." It's like, okay, this is good-natured, and then the game starts, and then the vitriol gets going. In the first half, you bear the brunt of me getting all the profanities out before we hit record, because this is a family-friendly podcast. But even that, I didn't feel, and still to this point have not yet felt that I usually get in an Iowa game. The full-throated kind of anger, but fun anger, that I would get when Fran McCaffrey's in town.
That's right. There's still plenty of time left in this game.
That's true. There is. But I mean, I remember, okay, this was why the game in 2020 was so meaningful, and more after the fact, but because COVID hit about 4 or 5 days later. But even at that game, it was an experience that I had not felt at that stadium since the early 2000s. It was a Sunday night, and there was no chance of winning the Big Ten. It was just straight up Illinois, Iowa. This is going to be the last moment we have in the stadium this year. And you could sense a buzz in that crowd that I had not felt since when I was in school. And ever since then, I mean, this rivalry has been really good for Illinois. They beat Iowa in 2021, and the one time they played in the COVID year in front of nobody at the State Farm Center. That was a big Friday night win that really you win. Well, I'm jumping ahead. Big Ten tournament, the year you got a 1 seed. You beat them in the semifinal.
What really got it started, I think, is the Luka Garza Kofi Coburn comparison.
Yeah, and the games they had, I mean, it was pretty even. Those 4 matchups total they had.
At that time, Kofi was still a young player. Luka was getting all the national attention. And I don't know that Kofi ever lost a game.
He didn't lose. They lost
one game, I guess.
The first time to Iowa, yes, and that was the anticipated matchup. Luka got that one. I think when it got back here, Kofi blocked the game-winning shot attempt. That was an iconic moment, and felt like that team was primed for a NCAA tournament run before everything shut down. But the Big Ten tournament win on that Saturday was one of my favorite memories of the most recent games. But then it's hard to top last year. And, the Sunday, which you had mentioned in the first half, you were unable to attend, correct?
That's right.
I'm sorry, not to dredge it up. But you were nice enough to give your tickets to somebody.
That's right, I did. And, that DeMonte moment, that's what lives in, I guess, infamy or...
Oh, from 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Him and Connor McCaffrey?
That's right.
Now, right now, we got Tony Perkins at the line, 47-40, so he will shoot a second free throw coming up here. And chat feed, I'll hit you guys up here in a second. Appreciate you guys lining it up on this Saturday afternoon. A beautiful Saturday afternoon and a beautiful week ahead. So 47-41, Iowa gets a couple back here. Illinois trying to break press, and they do so without too much of a problem. 22 left on the shot clock. So it is a 6-point lead for Illinois, and we got Coleman over to Terrence on the left side of the perimeter. Ty is going to be in the corner. We are going with Dane, who gets the pick for Jaden Epps, who's taking a baseline, looking for somebody. He finds Terrence. Terrence is going to have to make something happen here. Dane is going to make it happen himself. He takes a baseline. He's got to shoot it. Dane, shoot it. Up, no good, but is Ty going to get the board? It does, but it will go out of bounds. Not the best possession.
No.
but damn near got it in
That
there.
was
with
good.
that.
That was good defense from Iowa.
All right. Oh, it says Evan, the Luka Garza Hawkeyes were way easier to hate. But the thing is, while that is true, I never had ire towards Luka Garza. I liked his game. He seemed like a nice enough guy. I don't know.
It's been more against anybody named McCaffrey.
Exactly. And they continue to go through that.
Fran is just that perfect villain.
Tony Perkins will go with the line for 2 more here. So a couple rough defensive possessions and another foul here on Rodgers, who there was a pick that was set and he was late getting around, kind of trips up Perkins. So good thing he didn't make that because it didn't really affect his shot. 47-41. Oh, this is from, while he's shooting these free throws here, this is from Kevin, Brian. Coleman finally looked to drive and post up in the first half. Where's that been all year? It's like he got injured or fell on his butt, and then, yeah, he snapped out of it. And that led to one really ill-advised 35-foot three-pointer, but the aggressiveness was nice.
It was. It was good to see. I mean, he really brought the energy in the last 5-6 minutes of that first half.
8-point lead down to 4 points. But this is how this game is. It's a game of runs, and it has been in this rivalry for quite a while. So with 14:30 to go, Jaden Epps, Coleman, Terrence, Dane, and Ty Rodgers is your lineup. Matthew Myers still on the bench. You got to bring him back in, I think, with 12 to go, and just let him ride it out with 3 fouls. Jaden taking it in the lane, and somehow he makes that. Jeez, Brian. That was in traffic. He absorbs the contact, no problem. Now we got Terrence on Chris Murray, and Terrence falls over, and that's going to be foul on Terrence. Now, no shooting foul, but that is 5 already on Illinois. But look at this replay for Epps. He just hooks it up there.
Unbelievable.
The body control and the ability, that's not a layup. That's almost like, if you recall, Frank Williams' game winner at Minnesota to win the Big Ten back in 2001 or 2002. That was a bit more of a floater. That was like Jaden Epps is falling off to his side and still somehow has the wherewithal to put it in. Almost gets the steal there. All right, what do we got here? Tony Perkins with Terrence Shannon trying to fight through the pick with Rebraca up top. And this is going to be Perkins from the free throw line and a foul on Dane. And that's 6 on Illinois, so getting sloppy defensively. And I don't think these have been bad calls per se. I bet he got his wrist there, and that's why he's going the line yet again. So Perkins is looking to make it 6 straight free throws. And as Ryan said here in the chat feed, yeah, the whistles are going crazy in Iowa's, and they are, but they're attacking. And
here comes Meyer.
Yeah, I think you have
fouls. Yeah, sure.
You have to. Yeah. I'm not as gung-ho about if a guy has 2 fouls in the first half that you must sit him for the rest of the first half. Though I understand with an offense like Iowa, it doesn't matter who you put him on. There's a chance he could get another foul. Meyer just can't play with his hands. He cannot play defense with his hands here, and I don't know, just find the least scary Iowa guy to put him on, as Coleman just straight up loses that, Brian. That's a problem. And that's going to be a foul.
And a foul. And
just stupid.
They've done a pretty good job overall, I think, containing Chris Murray until that moment.
I don't get him sometimes. I don't get him most times. He just straight up loses it, and then just a foul that a freshman makes. A foul. Just give up the shot.
That was on Coleman.
Yeah. It was. And, I mean, it wasn't the hardest foul, but it was enough to get it. And fortunately, I guess ball don't lie, but now Iowa gets the rebound and a chance to take the lead. The three-pointer is up and no good, thankfully, as Terrence Shannon skies for a very important rebound. So Illinois has let an 8-point lead get back down to 2, and while it is a game of runs, their defense has stunk in the last few minutes, and Iowa's made 6 straight free throws. And a gimme there for Chris Murray. Jaden Epps wants it. He's taking it to the rim.
Cold-blooded.
Holy crap, Ryan. He makes it, and he's going to the line. You can't stop him going right.
No, you can't.
And you know he is. That was pretty impressive. Good Lord.
I mean, might as well be a freshman to take this game over.
Yeah, absolutely. And for this I say undersized. He's not the smallest guard, but yet he doesn't play undersized. He has no problem getting into the lane and scoring. And I could count on one hand the times he's gotten blocked, I feel like, this year.
Nothing seems to faze him.
Nope. Free throws up and good. No problem. A huge and one opportunity there for Jaden Epps, so we're back up 5. 13:20 to go. And what a response, too, because Iowa fans are probably starting to really feel it at that moment. And just think, before that, that's a 6-point swing, Brian, if they would have made the 3 on the other end, Iowa, to take a 1-point lead. Instead, you're back up 5. Now, this is Patrick McCaffrey. He gets into the lane, looking for somebody. Coleman helps stop the ball there. This is going to be Perkins, now down to Rebraca on the left block. And, yeah, Matthew can't do anything there, but that's not a bad-looking shot either. Or is that Rebraca?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's having a pretty good game.
He is, of course, because why wouldn't he? All right, 12:40 to go. This is Jaden Epps from 3. Good God, Brian. He's got to have 10 this half alone.
Yeah, it's got to be pretty close. I mean, after that 3, definitely.
Oh, he's feeling it. I love this kid. All right, back to a 6-point Illinois lead. So all of this, Jaden Epps with 14, so that means 12 this half. Coleman's on Rebraca. Rebraca looking for Tony Perkins. Too easy. So back to a 4-point game. Now the pace is picking up here. It's the Jaden Epps show for Illinois on offense, and then defensively it's the Tony Perkins show. So the 2 point guards really making moves here. This is going to be Terrence Shannon. Finish, Terrence. Why are you? Oh my God! He just passes it up instead of taking it to the line. I don't understand this lack of aggressiveness.
Why not? Why not? Why
oh
not?
Oh God! Jaden Epps misses that 3. The heat check not good on this possession. 55-51. And Terrence gets in the passing lane, but they're going to call a foul. He is just playing some bonehead basketball. I do not get it, Brian. He had an opportunity to at least draw a foul going to the lane. He's like, no, I'm going to just hand it off to Coleman, who of course isn't going to do anything with it, even though he's in the lane. How do we have 2 veterans like this that are scared to put the ball in the general direction of the rim? It's maddening.
It's a good question. I mean, this is where you need Matthew Meyer to take over. I mean, this is reminiscent of Nebraska.
It really is. I guess it has to be Meyer and Epps.
And that's okay. That's okay. If you've got 2 guys that can score, yeah, it's frustrating.
It is, because you can. This game's right here for you, right? If you were to lose it, well, Matthew Meyer did everything he could. Jaden Epps did everything he could. But if I look at a stat sheet and I see that Coleman and Terrence Shannon are combined for less than 10 points total, well, there's your story. There, I mean, that's a pretty easy way to figure out why you would have lost this game. And hopefully, in this time left, they just take if they miss the shot, I'm not going to be mad at him.
That's right. He just needs to be more aggressive. I mean, where is he from the last 5 minutes of the first half? We need some of that same energy here in the second half.
Well, with Terrence, there's a mental thing going on, too, because there's been twice that he's driven and just straight up lost the ball. Just
so where are we at with fouls? If somebody can help us
well,
out
we got
with that,
6, and I don't know if anyone other than Meyer has 3. I don't think so.
No, I don't think so, but that's the 4th.
Oh, no. Ryan says Meyer, Shannon, Danger, Rogers, all with 3. Wow. Well, I'll tell you this. Meyer, out of those 4, Meyer's the one that concerns me the most. I think you can get away without the other 3 guys for stretches, but you're going to need Meyer. And Danger would be the other one there, because I think that the way that Rebraca's playing, but it's not like Danger's doing that well defensively against him anyways.
No, and Danger's got a quiet 10 points too.
So
you've got Danger, Meyer, Epps, all in double figures.
Yeah, and no one else is doing much of anything.
And Shannon, Hawkins, who you go into the season thinking those are probably your 2 best players.
Yeah.
And they've been nowhere. Where have they been?
Terrence has had 2 threes, right? So he's got 6.
I mean, I know Coleman impacts the game in so many other ways, but offensively, you would just think that he could be just a little more aggressive.
Yeah, just not a net positive on offense. We are clearly not running the offense through him anymore, and that had some mixed results back in November and December. So I understand why they switched that up, and now you got Jaden Epps doing a pretty serviceable job at point guard. But yeah, I don't understand. And if you just get a good 12 minutes from either of them, I feel like you win this game. But I don't know which one I can count on. At the moment, it's neither, and that's a really weird place to be in. Now, okay, so foul trouble, yeah, Ryan, as you mentioned in the chat thread, that is going to be something to watch here down the stretch. Well, this is that kind of game where, I don't want to look back and say, oh, we were up 8 and we lost. But here's the thing. It's not like that in and of itself would be some great crime. In games like this, you could have an 8-point lead. It doesn't really matter unless it's an 8-point lead with the last minute. But what I want to see here, I think, in the middle stretch, Brian, in the second half is defensively. Do we have 6 legit fouls this half? I don't know about that, but I know at least 4 of those are probably legit fouls, and we're playing with our hands. They're getting around us in a way that they were not in the first half, and that to me is a bigger concern than offense because Epps will get his, Meyer will get his, and when Dane's out there, he'll get his too.
Jaden Epps with 12 points, the rest of the team with 7.
In the second half,
In
yeah.
the second half. Unbelievable.
Well, that's what's crazy, too. You got 19 points in this half, but what you're doing, you're playing Iowa ball now. And at the moment, you are better than them at Iowa ball by 3 total points because you had a 1-point lead at half, you're up 4 now. I don't know if you can keep that up. I don't think that this frenetic pace and this having to score this high of a clip is something that you can count on. Now, we got Epps and Coleman taking a seat, and now you got a lineup out there, Sincere, where automatically, offensively, you were not going to be what you were. So Epps will take a couple minutes breather and probably play the last 10. So a big stretch here. Chris Murray makes his first. Still no Luke Goody.
So you've got 2 guys out there right now with 3 fouls.
Yes. Meyer and Danger are out there right now with 3, right? No, Ty as well. So you got 3 out there with 3 fouls. And the other one with 3, oh, God, Kevin just said it here, would have been Shannon, Shannon out there too? Or is he taking a seat? RJ takes a seat here, though. And here is what we got. A lineup of Coleman, Terrence, who needs to be the guy along with Meyer right now. Sincere, and we got a little full court going for Iowa. And this is the problem. When they make a shot, they can set this up. In this case, they make 2 free throws. So Meyer almost gets trapped, but gets it over Sincere. We got to get it across. There we go.
And
Skip
just
pass.
like that.
And Myers, here's the thing. Not a great pass from Coleman. Myers got to come towards that too. So Iowa with a chance to tie it or take the lead. This is just what we had 5 minutes ago before the Jaden Epps show, Brian. Like you squander an opportunity to kind of put your neck on him, or put your foot on their neck, sorry. And here's Sanford working his way around a couple picks, so his shoulder looks to be okay. This is going to be Patrick McCaffrey over to Sanford, and Terrence gets the steal. Now, please, Terrence, it should be an open foul rule like there is in the NBA. That's a smart play right there by Patrick McCaffrey, but there should be an open path. Damn it. Good stop by Terrence, though. Looking alive, and he was going to take it.
He's had 2 or 3 of those moments in this
game.
I mean, he's been active defensively.
All right, 11-12 to go. This is going to be Terrence Shannon. We got basically a fresh shot clock. Now it's getting down to 20. He's at the top of the perimeter. Now it's Sincere. So Dane's coming up for a pick right, and Sincere is going in the lane, but he kicks it over to Terrence Shannon. The 3 is open. The 3 is up, and it looked good, but it is not good. But Meyer gets the board. It looked good from here, Brian. It really did. So we get a foul finally on Chris Murray. That's 5 on Iowa, so it's not like they haven't been going fouls on them too. But I don't think that's his 3rd, though I can't say for certain. But at this point, I don't think they'd take him out anyways.
I'm not sure if they've got anybody really.
Sanford has 3 somehow, and that's not a huge deal. But
so Murray with 2, Patrick McCaffrey with 2.
Okay. So here's Terrence
Perkins with 2.
We got 10:45 to go. Now it's Coleman back to Terrence, top of the perimeter. We got 10 on the shot clock. Skip pass to Sincere. Back out to Matthew Meyer, who gets fouled on the 3. Now, got to give him credit here. This is an NBA move. I think he jotted that leg out just a little bit.
I'm still seeing a mustache there.
Is he? He still got it? Okay. This is a little light. Did he kick out and draw the foul? A little bit of acting, but there was some contact there. So good stuff from Meyer. He'll go to the line for 3. Big opportunity here. First one, up, good. All right, so we got Ty Rodgers and Epps coming back in, it looks like. Meyer, home, 9.8 points per game, away in neutral sites, 14.8. That doesn't actually shock me.
No, and it's 44% from 3 on the road.
Yeah. Terrence takes a seat with 10:40 to go. Okay, so that is the 3rd on Murray. That's good. And, hey, he makes all 3, so we're back to a 5-point lead. Now, God, it just feels like you have been the better team, but Iowa has that firepower that they can just come back from anything. Freaking Tony Perkins. He's a tough son of a gun. Makes it a 3-point game with a shot from the free throw line, which I will acquiesce that, I guess, to a point, but he keeps making them. Matthew Meyer wanted that. Instead, he gets it to Dane. Dane, whoa.
Wow.
Look at that floater.
I think I saw a stat earlier today that when Chris Murray has 20 or more points, they're like 11-1.
Okay.
If you hold him under 20, I mean, is that?
Yeah, sure. You got a great shot there. This is going to be Patrick McCaffrey and wow. Okay, I thought they were going to get Meyer for an away from the ball foul, but Rebraka might have flopped. This is going to be Sincere. Skips it over to Coleman. The 3 is up.
Shoot.
Come
shot.
on, Dane. Woo! Dunk for Dane, man. That's a big one. Hey, and you said it, though. Catch and shoot. I'm okay with those. I got no problem with a catch and shoot 3. We got
another 4th foul on Rogers.
Jeez Louise.
That was petty. That was petty.
All right. 7-point lead, but Iowa will go back to the line. That 3 was nowhere close, but Dane was there to clean it up. He is really skilled.
He is, and he's really just a freshman.
Yeah.
I mean,
Tony Perkins. Is it Tony or Troy Perkins?
Tony Perkins.
I remember Sam Perkins back in the day. I don't think any relation.
I don't think so.
Sam Perkins was North Carolina and then played in the league for a long time.
Sam Perkins was a big guy. Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay, Tony Perkins. It makes it, man. 18 freaking points. I mean, you won't need 20 from Chris Murray if he keeps it up. But I think that is a stat to look out for because when it comes down to it, I do think Chris Murray's going to have more of an impact in the last 10 minutes than he's had in the first 30. And he's at, 12 points now? Something like that? You can manage that. All right, 6-point lead. Now it's a 5-point lead. Frickin' Perkins. And that's 4 fouls on Rogers, who has had some good moments, but also is starting to look more freshman-y, and they're attacking him for sure. Meyer at the half-court line. He does find RJ, so we get it across by the skin of our teeth. I don't want them making shots anymore either, Brian, because that full court's scaring me a little bit. This is Sincere. Oh, God. Oh, dear. He throws a rocket when he could have just tossed it.
And he comes back for the foul. That's a freshman move right there.
That is so. Oh man, they're hurt. I gotta be honest, they're hurting you right now. I love them, but other than that, they are hurting you right now.
You got to get Shannon back in.
You have to. I think you got to ride with Epps and Rogers and Sincere. They've played some minutes today, but I think you got to kind of go on the road with your older guys. Chris Murray at the line here. I would assume he's a good free throw shooter. Man. Yeah, well, makes that. So we're probably looking at a 3-point game again. Jaden Epps is in. I don't think you can see Sincere anymore because you're going to have to score at a high clip here.
Well, we'll see what happens with these fouls. I mean, you might need them down the stretch.
Fortunately, Epps not one of the ones in foul trouble.
That's right.
Maybe he has one. I can't say for certain, though. So we have 3-point game. We are just gifting them points, Brian. That would kill me if we get at the end of this game and we lose, and we look at the free throw thing, and we can't really complain. We're running into them.
Get it across.
You got it across. Get it across. He got it. Finish. Oh, Jesus Christ, RJ. He freaking traveled. Why would you not play Luke Goody at this point?
What does he bring? What does he bring? What does he bring?
One dunk against Wisconsin. And other than that, some tough defense occasionally. But is that a travel?
I didn't see it.
God.
This was a tough angle, but you're right. I mean, what does he bring? I guess defensively, he's playing a lot better, but
frustrating. All right, so it's a 3-point game with 8:50 to go, and I mean, offense is still fine. I mean, you got 62 points with 9 minutes to go. Jaden Epps on Perkins.
Tony Perkins again.
Yeah, that's okay. That's a hold on freaking Iowa.
Another foul.
That was a freaking hold on that guy to get the rebound anyways. This is the first foul I've looked at this happen and said, that's BS. But that's RJ's guy, and if he blocks him out, we get the freaking rebound. Get him out of the game. I feel bad for the kid, but, he's killing you. And this idea that we need to somehow coax him back into, having confidence is bunk.
Well, he's out now.
You got games to win. You cannot be chancing it.
You wondered where your frustration was. Well, here it is.
Here it is. I didn't think it'd be a decision by Illinois that would do it because we're playing Iowa. They usually give me plenty of fodder.
Well, with all of that, you're still up by 3. And I spoke too soon.
Sanford, his shoulder's fine. We got a tie game. And also, why are you going to say Luke Goody's available and you don't even put his ass on the court? Just why even say it? If he's available, play him. I don't know. That drives me nuts. Don't set an expectation and then put RJ out there for 6 meaningless minutes that hurt you more than they help. All right, Jaden Epps with the ball here. We got a tie game. He's making something happen. He is on something right now, Brian. Man. Okay, let's see what happens here. We got Sanford. This is going to be Murray for 3. Murray. No good.
All right.
Dane gets the board.
Okay.
Illinois. Did we dodge a bit of a bullet here? Get across, Terrence.
These guys are getting tired. I mean, they can't play full court press the whole second half.
That's true. That is the tricky thing about teams that elect to press. All right, here's Jaden. He's going to the line. Oh, no. Okay, so this is going to be Dane from the free throw line back out to Coleman.
Where's Meyer?
Over to Terrence. Terrence is looking for the lane. It's up and no good. Coleman gets fouled, and this is going to be on Rebraca or Murray. And someone here says the fourth on Murray, according to Brandon. That'd be big. So we will have what? Shots when we come back from the under 8 timeout. Not getting intense at all. This is a walk in the park, Brian, with 7:32 to go.
You know, I feel surprisingly calm.
Me too.
With this pace with Jaden Epps out there.
I know.
I mean, every time he takes it, I think it's going in. Every single time.
He's special. I really do think he, as a college basketball player, because I don't know how much that game with his 6'2" frame, how much it translates to the pros. But I do think he is that kind of guy that if he were on another Big Ten team, I go to a Cassius Winston, who was not maybe the natural scorer that Jaden Epps is, but did everything. I just look at that sort of model of a 4-year guy that you kind of can build around and not have to, you got that slotted in. So if we came into this season and said by the end of it, we want to feel confident that this freshman core is something we could ride going forward, I think we can say that with a lot of confidence at the moment.
I would agree. I mean, Jaden Epps, the future is bright at Illinois with Jaden Epps, Ty Rodgers, when Ty Rodgers is playing the way that he's doing without these fouls.
With the fouls in the tree. They've had their freshman moments, but I think this is invaluable. I would love for this to be an invaluable experience for the kids, which I think it is. But also, on top of that, a learning experience from a win. Because we always get into this, well, if they lose today, it'll be a good learning experience. And I'm thinking, no, I want my cake and eat it too. I want to get the win while having turnover palooza from Rodgers and Harris. Mm-hmm. Very quiet offensive games from Terrence and Coleman. And then we can figure it out. Let's figure it out after a win against Iowa. This is the one game, more so than bragging rights, whatever. More so than that. More so than when Michigan comes to town, I think.
I don't know. That one's gonna be pretty exciting too. Just anytime Juwan Howard is here. There's not many games that I want to win more than that Michigan game.
I just almost threw up in my mouth at the thought of it. So, and here's the thing. Michigan is not that good. Iowa, I think, is pretty good. They may not do anything in the tournament, and I know that's kind of been Fran McCaffrey's bugaboo, and until Underwood makes a second weekend, that will probably be his as well. But at the end of the day, you know what you get from a Fran McCaffrey team, and I mean, I hate him, but it's not a boring brand of basketball. It's actually a lot of fun to watch. I was saying coming into this game, this is the game that I think that I had circled on the calendar as the one I was most excited about. Yeah. Mostly because of the pace. I mean, really, all the games that we played recently, especially against Nebraska, Wisconsin, just a slower paced game. This is the kind of basketball that I like to watch. It certainly is. And we're looking at the first team to 80 wins. Mm-hmm. And I think we will get to 80 when you count free throws that will likely be taken. Oh, I don't think there's any doubt. Yeah. So first team to 80, I feel like has a pretty good chance to win this game. And just crazy this run that Iowa has with leading scorers. Chris Murray averaging 23.7. It's remarkably consistent. Luka Garza averaged 25 3 years ago. Then Keegan with 24 last year. Oh, no, I'm sorry. They're giving it kind of out of order there. But here's the thing, though. If Iowa, and maybe you can't balance this idea of really high-powered offense. Yeah, 4 fouls on Chris. That's big. 18 points. A quiet 18 points somehow. It feels that way. I mean, Tony Perkins is the one that really you're thinking about. Maybe there is no way that Iowa can be both explosive offensively and great defensively. That just might not be a way that you can actually, kind of like the Phoenix Suns when they had the Steve Nash, the 6-7 years of him in the mid-2000s. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's just not something that you can coexist with. All right, Coleman's at the line. First free throw's up and good. He's 5 for 5 from the line so far, so it's back to a 3-point lead. 7:30 to go. Both teams in the bonus, Iowa in the double bonus. Hopefully from this point forward, fouls and free throws are basically a wash. Coleman doesn't get that, and this is going to be Meyer and a foul. It's the announcer's curse. And, it's frustrating because Meyer is saying, and I get why he's saying it, that should be a jump ball, but instead they're going to call him on his fourth. And that's... I don't know. Oh, I don't know. What are we calling here? So Meyer gets his hands in there, and the hook and hold is what they're looking for. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I mean, by the letter of the law, that's a hook and hold. Sure looked like it. So is that right? Help me out, chat feed. Give me something good here, because it looks like they're going back to the review TV to look at this. No, they're going to call it on Meyer, it looks like. God dang it.
So that's number 4. That's huge. That's huge.
Well, now he just can't foul. I mean, and here's the problem. Like, I do appreciate that effort, but you got to live to see another day. And now you're talking 4th foul. And, guess who's at the line? A guy who will not miss these free throws. And it looks like they're putting Rodgers in. God dang it, man. You just can't. I appreciate the effort, but, like, you've got to be cognizant of what your foul situation is. And you were more valuable out there giving up the rebound and living to see the next possession.
So, I mean, in reality, you need one of two of Coleman or Terrence Shannon to contribute to your offense.
You need it. It can't just be Jaden Epps every possession, I don't think. Okay, so somehow we don't turn the ball over there. We damn near do. This is going to be Coleman, and that press is – we got to stop them because that press will result in an easy bucket or two before this game's over. When you get a little tired feet, you get a little sloppy. Shot clock already down to 10. Dane from the free throw line. He's looking for Epps. He tries to set another pick there. This is going to be Epps from the free throw line. No help.
Somebody's got to help.
Someone's got to shoot it. Terrence is going to have to shoot a 40-footer, basically. Misses it.
Ty, look at Ty.
God dang it.
You got to love that effort.
I do. Terrible possession, though. God dang it. Iowa chance to take the lead. That is a buzz kill. It just, yeah. And it all started, Brian, with basically 10 seconds being eaten up because of the press. And then you start your set late.
It's effective. I mean, we haven't seen the press much this year, though.
No, we haven't. All right, here is a drive. Rodgers recovers well. This is Sanford with Epps on him. The three is no good, but
another foul.
Yeah, and Hawkins, if he raises his freaking arms as if to say, what did I do again? I'm going to lose my crap. Get the rebound, and then this isn't a problem. He has been at a net negative today. And I keep waiting, Brian, for the moments where, see, he doesn't keep the guy behind him, and then he pisses and moans when he gets the foul called on him. Well, no crap, dude. Stop shaking your freaking head. I'm losing it. I'm sorry. That just pisses me off. God dang it. I keep waiting for the moments. I keep being told, and I keep feeling that this might be true, that there's all the little intangible things he does. He hurts you when it counts.
He certainly has today.
God.
He certainly has today.
Maddening. And he was so good against Iowa last year, too. You don't win that Iowa game without Coleman. So the improvement, I ain't seen it. And now you're down 1 just like that. Very frustrating. But Epps has the ball. 15 seconds to go. He wants it. Step back. Longest 2 you're going to see there. Coleman gets the board. Did it hit the rim? It did. Really weird carom off the rim. Front end of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we need to run some sets here. Something. Here's Ty. He finds Coleman. Coleman trying to take it in the lane. And the hook is up and no good. He gets the board.
Hey, you know what? I like the aggressiveness.
I do too. I do too. And
That's
he goes to the
need.
line.
That's what you need. That's what you need out of Coleman.
And you're right here, Jacob. He got fouled 3 times. I mean, God, sorry that I go on these rants, but geez. I want the veterans to be veterans. I'm not asking for superstardom. I'm asking for them to be leaders and to make plays when the freshmen can't.
Well, you do something like this in the tournament, and that's it.
And he misses it. Second free throw coming up. Now, again, and you don't win the tournament game last year without Coleman either.
That's
right. He gets the game-winning block.
He's the reason you beat Chattanooga.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, it's in there. And it might still be in there before the game's over, but why does it have to be such a roller coaster? Like, if you aren't going to do anything, then just don't do anything bad. But it just seems like too often that's the case. And he misses both.
Unbelievable.
He's missed 3 in a row. So he's killing you right now.
Unbelievable.
Appreciate the aggressiveness, but, like, make a freaking play. You're a junior. Just that just drives me up the wall. I'm belaboring the point. Iowa ball with 5:33 to go. Big possession. This is going to be Perkins. He's got a wide open 3. Nope. He pump fakes. He's going to shoot from the line instead. He's feeling it.
He is.
3-point Iowa lead. Do you take a timeout?
That's what upperclassmen do.
It is. And God, it feels like he's been there forever, hasn't it? You got to get – is Meyer back out there? I don't care if he's got 4.5 fouls. You need to get him back out there. Well, it's a 3-point lead for Iowa. I mean, is it so much a case of squandering anything, Brian, or just that I don't know?
I mean, Iowa's playing at home. We've got the rivalry going on.
Mm.
I mean, I don't expect anything less. I really thought that from the beginning this was going to come down to the last possession of this game.
Is there going to be a more divisive player when all's said and done than Coleman Hawkins?
That's a great question. I mean, we were talking about before the game, guys that you're going to miss, and he still has another year of eligibility left.
Everyone talks like this is it, and that he's going to go pro, and I'm sure the measurables will make him very attractive in the combine.
Maybe I'm not a talent scout, but I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
No. I don't see it at all. Certainly not consistently. I mean, it's and I know that, and this might be a valid criticism people could levy against me this year, is that I've been too critical on him. But again, it's not asking for superstardom. It's asking for you to make winning plays and just not make a bunch of losing ones. And yes, he has helped you win some games this year, but right now he is just absolutely killing you in this game when you need him. Now here's Terrence, and he's got one of the McCaffreys on him. This is Connor on him. Terrence in the lane, and he gets an and one, and that's absolutely huge.
Absolutely. Huge. All right, we said somebody's going to have to take over, Coleman or Terrence. Well, maybe here's his shot.
And he got Epps too, though Epps, I don't know if the last shot, the way it missed, it's like, oh God, is he out of juice?
This has to come from an upperclassman.
It has to. On the road, in an environment like this, I mean, Terrence has played in plenty of environments like this in the Big 12. The free throw is up. It is good. So we got a tie game with 5:02 to go.
Okay. All right. Here you go.
Sincere is in defensively.
And Myers coming out.
Okay.
That makes sense.
It does. Now, this is assuming when you make moves like this, you figure there's going to be enough stoppages in play where there is not some long stretch of basketball here. In worst case, you get the under 4 media timeout to get Meyer back out there. So you're trying to steal a minute with him on the bench. This is Perkins, and you got Harris on him. Perkins from the line.
Unbelievable.
I can't believe it. Freaking LeBron out there. I mean, kudos to him. I always liked that guy's game, but I didn't know he had 27 points in him. But that is...
career high, of course.
Yeah. He's playing out of his mind. Terrence taking it on Connor McCaffrey. And he is going to go to the line here to shoot 2. So we're both in double bonus with 4:32 to go. And, God, it just feels like... I mean, I'm not worried about Chris Murray. I'm not worried about McCaffrey's. I'm not worried about Sanford. I'm worried about Perkins getting to the free throw line, either to shoot free throws or to, like he just did there, shoot a 15-footer and make it.
Am I misremembering? But didn't he kill you last year too? Wasn't he the one?
I can't recall. And Chat V, do you guys recall if he was a big factor in that game last year? I don't know if he was.
Because we held Keegan Murray in check pretty well.
Kept him in check, yeah. Chris Murray took the game-winning shot that missed,
That's right. Uh-huh.
Boy, was that a scary moment.
Mm-hmm. It sure was.
It wasn't a bad look either, man. I mean, that could have went in, and it didn't. It didn't. We had a lot of good breaks last year. All right, Terrence makes both. So we're back to a tie game, and he's made 2 massive plays when Illinois needed it, 5 straight points for him. But it is the Tony Perkins show, so I'm just waiting for him to get the ball. The thing is, Iowa's got a bunch of guys that could score. So this is going to be Perkins again, and they're going to call a foul on the floor, and it will be Rebraka's tall ass going to the line, which I guess is better. They get this on Shannon. That'll be his 3rd. I need to see. He was fighting over the pick, and this big dummy on Iowa got in his way, I'm assuming. Okay, here's a picture of a rim. It doesn't tell us. Here we go. Okay, so
let's see here.
Yeah, it's going to be Rebraka going to the line, and I don't know. That looks like a bit of a flop, but we'll go with it. Well, we got 4 on. We can't go to overtime, I don't think, Brian.
No.
Now with this many guys with 4, well, Meyer and TSJ with 4 fouls.
Let's see here. I'm just trying to get the foul count straight with Iowa. So Murray with 4.
Yeah.
Sanford with 3. Connor McCaffrey with 4.
Okay. That's big. He's good. All right, this is going to be the center.
That was Shannon's 4th.
Yeah. Yep. Of course, their center makes his free throws, though Dane made both of his earlier today, too. Meyer's back in the game. And here's the thing. We've shot 17 free throws. They've shot 23. The discrepancy not that big. So,
wow.
Here we go. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I just can't look at this and say there's been that many phantom foul calls.
No, I agree. I was going to say most of these calls seem to be pretty warranted to me.
Yeah, I don't feel gypped, in other words, right?
No, not yet.
Oh, not yet. You're right. Plenty of game left with 4:15 to go. This is Jaden with 20 on the shot clock, standing at the Hawkeye. Matthew Meyer coming up top, and he had Coleman, but he's like, no, I want it. He still wants it. He gets it back from Dane with 10 on the shot clock. Now Epps is going to get a pick left, right? No, he's going left. He finds Meyer. Pump fake pass. The 3 is up. It is no good. And it's going to be a rebound for Dane, who's going to try to take it up himself. He does, and he misses it. Oh, he misses it, though. And he's going to go to the line. Damn it, damn it, damn it.
Hey, that's all right.
I know. It's a nice play.
So who was that foul on? Who was that on?
I could not tell who that foul was on. Damn. Well, come on, Dane. We'll come back from this media timeout. While we got the time, just a quick reminder, we do have a winter sale at Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, 217-841-4728. When you buy a Lennox home comfort system, you get either a free water heater or a $500 Visa gift card. That's a pretty good deal. 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend. DPDO, online at dpdo.com for all the best deals and prices. dpdo.com. I hope to God you can get a celebratory calzone. Please, 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 dpdo.com. And finally, State Farm agent Brian Hanson, who is here helping out today in what has been just a bit of a tense game. You can go online for more information at brianismyguy.com. So, Dane's at the line.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I mean, I didn't expect anything less. I really, I really.
In terms of a close game?
Yeah, no doubt about it. I really felt like this was going to be a final possession type of game. I mean, you were 3.5. Was it 3.5 point underdogs coming into this game?
3.5, 4, yeah. And I think we could tell 10 minutes into the game it was going to be that, right? You get a sense, and it just seemed like these teams are extremely evenly matched on either court. I don't think they'd come down here and we'd beat them by 12 or anything. I think it would just be another nail biter for 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
In that regard, I got to be honest, I don't mind just playing them once this year because it's just intense.
So first half, you ended the first half 4 for 11 from 3.
Yeah.
You've made 2 this half, so 2 for 7 in the second half.
That's manageable. I'm only shooting 7. I'm okay with that.
So 33% from 3.
What's Iowa's 3-point?
They're at 35.
And how many have they made?
So they're 6 for 17. So it's almost
extremely
identical.
even.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Illinois is still shooting above 50% overall, though.
What's Iowa?
So Iowa's at 45. So both teams shooting pretty well.
Well,
their points are on the line.
You're right, and here's why. It's because we have, I think, 14 or 15 turnovers. Those are all the shots.
So Iowa has shot. They're shooting 22 from 24, or made 22 out of 24 free throws today.
That's going to win you a game. Now we're shooting 14 for 17.
That's the difference in the game. I mean, we're still out rebounding them. So
only
we're getting
one person's missed free throws today. Coleman missed 3. Everyone else is perfect from the line.
Right, you're right.
So 14 from 17, you'll take that. Again, I'm not going to belabor the point. No, we got 3.5 minutes. Well, actually more than that. I think 3:50.
So I think the key to this game, I mean, is Shannon continuing to be aggressive and see if we can get some of these other guys in foul trouble.
Yeah. This is the Red Storm. I see Andre Curbelo back there. Boy, has he been a mess this year. If you go on Twitter, St. John's fans, they can't stand it. It is just an erratic mess. And I told you in the first half, I think there's something going on. He's not right. And it's kind of a sad story because, as you had mentioned, I felt the same way. This freshman year, I thought this is going to be the best point guard we've ever had.
I don't think there was anything more true to a point guard than Andre Curbelo.
Yeah. I mean, and let me rephrase. I mean, Darren Williams is the best one we've ever had, but he had the polish of being able to – the best, on the spectrum of point guard, shooting guard, he was like 70% point guard, 30% shooting. Andre Curbelo was 110% point guard.
That's right.
And in that way, damn, he was fun to watch. But right now, not very. All right, well, big free throws coming up for Dane. No pressure, kid. And we have a 2-point Iowa lead with 3:50 to go. Here is the first attempt for Dane. It is up. It is.
He's almost 50% on the year.
Yeah.
2 for 2 today. So what's that mean?
Well, yeah. God dang it! When he didn't make that, I was really worried, Brian. I was like, oh God, you got to make that, even with the contact. The second one's
all
up
right.
good.
That's all right.
Big.
Okay.
Every point counts. 72-71. Here we go.
I think you hit it on the head. First team to 80 wins.
Yeah, but I didn't think it would be this slow of a drip to get to 80 because the last 4 minutes have kind of been a standstill, except for the Tony Perkins show. And it's Tony Perkins again with Terrence Shannon on him and the pick from Rebraca.
And a foul.
And a foul on Dane. And Dane's very...
That's number 4.
Is it 4? Okay, so he didn't have 4 yet.
I think.
Right?
I don't know. Maybe.
No, he fouls out.
He's out. He's done.
I want to see the replay on that. I mean, the way he reacted. But, guys, I mean... Show me the freaking replay if he got fouled or not. They don't. Of course, he makes the freaking free throw. Why would he not make it? God dang it. Okay, it's just 4 on Dane. Thank you. Okay, sorry.
Okay,
Thanks,
okay,
Ryan.
okay.
Yeah, I'd forgotten if he was at 3 or 4. Perkins makes both. Why wouldn't he? He's got 29. Kiss my ass. I don't, and not him. He's a nice guy, I'm sure. He's a good player, but just the situation can kiss my ass. Here's Jaden Epps, 22 on the shot clock. 3:28 to go. This is where you kind of got to make every possession count, Brian, at this point, knowing Iowa can score at will almost. The entry to Dane
So
and
far,
the
so
dunk.
good.
That's
so good.
great feed.
That was a fantastic feed.
Whoa. Okay, so Jaden Epps, the combo guard that's forced to play point, makes a point guard move there, and we're back to a 1-point game. Dane was 17 and 9.
Gosh,
They're going to go
17.
right. You know what they're going to do? Here's the pick from Rebraca. Tony Perkins. He's in the lane. He shoots from the line. This is unbelievable. You've got to do more. This is okay. So help me understand this, Brian. And I am maybe projecting or just trying to find someone. Oh, come on, Matthew, the 3.
The quick 3.
Yes!
Oh, wow. Okay. All
it.
right.
All right.
God, I hated that shot too.
I did too. I really did. Come on now.
If anybody's going to take it, Matthew
tie
Meyer.
game 76. It was last year. Jacob Grandison and I think Plummer had a big 3. Now this is Perkins again. Just keep him in front of you. Like, God dang. All right, this is going to be Sanford. Good help there from Dane. I thought Terrence was going to get that steal. This is going to be Tony Perkins. Here comes Rebraca with the pick. Work your way around it, Terrence. This is going to be Coleman. Gets his hands in there. It's going to be a 3-pointer for Connor McCaffrey. It is no good, and it's going to be a long rebound, and it's back to Illinois. It's a tie game with 2:10 to go. Matthew bringing it across the court. Oh, God, I thought he was going to shoot that 3. Jesus.
Oh, gosh, he almost traveled.
I know. All right. The gather step scared me a little bit. 2 minutes to go. Illinois tied up with Iowa. Here's Jaden Epps. He gets the pick right. Back over to Terrence. The 3 is up. No good. Did it go in? Oh, my God. Get it. It's going to be out of bounds. It's going to stay with Illinois. They will probably look at it, but I'm pretty sure that the way – yeah, of course they'll look at it. I think the way that caromed off, that I think it will be our ball. Just from the glance there, it looked like it was –
We'll find out. Here's the replay.
All right, let's see here. Coleman gets his hands on the rebound.
Somebody pushed from behind.
Yeah.
That looked like McCaffrey.
So it's, and here's the positive, is it was initially called out on Iowa. No, that's out on Coleman.
Oh, boy.
That's out on Coleman. Yeah. So it'll be Iowa ball. Yep. And here's a good point from Brian, from Brandon in the chat feed. If you watch this, why is it out on Coleman? Because Chris Murray has his hand on his wrist. No foul. Now, it's a scrum. They aren't going to call the foul there, but it will be Iowa ball, and that is pretty frustrating. That it's going to be off Hawkins because of that.
Final possession game.
Yeah, that's a foul. That is a foul. But maybe ineptitude from the officials here when looking at a TV screen will help Illinois out. It is Iowa ball, says Jacob, so we got that to look forward to. Damn it. What do you think about Terrence's 3? I mean, it was a catch and shoot.
I mean, he's a senior. I mean, those are the kinds of shots that seniors have to take and have to make, especially at this point in the game.
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with it.
Yeah, me either. 1:48 to go, so we'll be Iowa ball. But, yeah, the frustration is, and I hope you're right, Kevin, in the chat feed, that we get a makeup call for that soon because that was the foul. I mean, it just was. And by the letter of the law, it affected, I don't know. So we, of course, have the streaming feed that's a little bit behind probably what you guys are getting here. This mustachioed timekeeper is getting everything figured out. It looks like we're good to go. They'll make the motion to Iowa, and they can kiss my ass. 1:48 to go. Yeah. God, I hate Iowa again. It's always there. It's like dormant.
We needed that. We need that, though.
We do.
We need that true rival.
God dang it. I can't put that on Hawkins there. I mean, yeah, that's frustrating. 76 all.
But it's moments like that that really get in his head that I think, really determines how he's going to play.
Agreed. All too often. Here's Connor McCaffrey. He's looking for Chris Murray. Chris Murray to Rebraca.
Nice defensive play.
Oh, no. Sanford makes it. 79-76. A scrum and these white ass. Okay, I'm not going to turn it into that. Nope, I'm going to stay cool. I'm not going to do it. We got kids watching. I apologize. Oh, we got to wipe the sweat off the floor. A scrum that they just kick it around, and Sanford and his bum shoulder makes the freaking 3. Why wouldn't he? These guys grow on trees up there. All right, Illinois ball. You just got to get a bucket. Doesn't matter if it's a 3 or 2. Extend this game a little bit. Oh, I say extend this game. It's a one-possession game. All right, Jaden Epps gets the pick from Dane. He finds Coleman for 3. The 3 is up and no good. You just got to make it.
You have to make that.
He's been terrible today. He's just absolutely sucked. Well, you got to get a stop. That's not the guy you want. I mean, again, though, it's a senior, but you got Matthew Meyer out there, and he's got to be the one you get the look for first. So with 20 seconds on the shot clock in a one-possession game, it's just bad.
You've got to stop him here.
Yep, have to. Here's Chris Murray, Coleman on him. This has to happen now. Chris Murray taking a baseline, the fadeaway jumper. That's great, D. Okay, go. Terrence. Take it, man. Finish. Up and fouled. No. He didn't get fouled. There was no foul, and now it's going to be foul on him. He just straight up blew the layup. Your veterans, 2 of them, can't make a damn play.
Well, and that's what Underwood's saying.
Can't make a damn play. He probably lost the ball. He just traveled, too. And then he blew the layup. He sucks right now, man. What is going on with him and Coleman? Get your head out of your ass and make plays. Jesus Christ. And then he's fouled out. What an unceremonious end to a crap game yet again from your prize transfer. 11 points. Tony Perkins is putting up 30. That's crap, man. That pisses me off.
Well, let's see how this plays out.
Man, I'm sorry you got to catch the wrath of me today, but that is just a bunch of crap from 2 of your veterans. I mean, here's the thing. If that's this is the kind of game you'd play in the tournament. So in that regard, the long-lasting, other than losing to your rival, is that you're going to be thinking, well, crap, if it gets late in the game, who's going to make the play for you? Not going to be Coleman, and it ain't going to be Terrence Shannon Jr. the way his ass has played the last month.
This whole day was setting up for an Iowa victory.
You're right.
Everything about the circumstances with the Orange Crush, with everything.
Go and score. It's a 4-point game. You got to score quick. Jaden
right.
with the ball. He's going to try to get a pick.
You know what? Maybe it's Jaden. You're the one. You're the guy. And what was that?
It's off on Iowa. They're going to look at it, but I don't even know. Kevin mentions, I would have been happier with Goody taking that 3. Yeah, it's good to know Luke Goody's available. Why even say that? Gamesmanship? Like I was like, oh, crap, guys. We got to go back and we got to plan for the guy that's going to play 5 minutes. But 5 minutes from Goody in place of the crap we got from Hawkins or Melendez today would have actually been more beneficial.
Sure.
And you're going to lose by possession.
Sure.
You're telling me Luke Goody couldn't have had any iota of positive impact? Either he's available and can play or he can't. So, I don't know. It'll be Illinois ball with 20 seconds to go. But just that drives me nuts. It's a small thing, and it may not have had any impact on this game, but either he's available or he's not. If he's not, then just don't say a freaking thing. Okay, so it was tipped. Thank God.
Well, you need a miracle here, but
Yeah, you do. You do. And
where's Trent Frazier when you need him?
And the problem is they aren't going to miss their free throws. I mean, they did miss 1 of 2 in their last time. Chris Murray that went up there. So I think you need a quick 2 and just extend this. But I don't know. I think the disheartening thing, Brian, when this game ends, and there's a likely way it's going to end at this point, is that what could have been if your 2 veteran guys not named Matthew Meyer didn't just suck today.
Sure.
That's it. That's the story. And I hate that it's the story. I hate it.
You know, you're playing a really hot outside of Illinois. Iowa's the hottest team in the conference right now. You're playing a really hot Iowa team on the road. This isn't a bad loss.
It's not a bad loss. You're right, but it's one of those that's frustrating because it's like if you would have told me coming in you lose to Iowa by 4 today, I say yeah. That's
Sure.
Vegas knows. Vegas knows. But then you watch it and you see the circumstances that lead to it. And it's like, oh, well, you could have won that game.
You know, if you lose to Rutgers like this, it doesn't hurt as bad just because this is Iowa.
Right,
Because
exactly.
It's because it's Iowa.
Yes, and you kind of now set up a...
How I was going to say that.
Wow, that was a bit...
Called that.
RJ's going to the line.
All right.
I don't like that Kevin in the chat feed says LOL. Kevin, help me out. I hope it's not LOL. RJ goes to the line and buffs them here, but let's see. I say buffs them. That's not even a term. Is it muffs? You muff a punt. Can you muff a free throw?
Well, you can certainly airball one.
Oh, God. That would be – then he would turn full Chuck Knobloch throwing to first base, and I don't want that. Come on, RJ. He makes the first.
All right, there we go.
God, for someone – I mean, he's still a good free throw shooter, all things considered. Kevin was laughing at Ben's comment, the goody, the bad, and the ugly. Well, I will use that title at some point when they put him out there. God, and then at this point, it's going to be weird, Brian, because I think, don't worry about a red shirt. I would agree you play him, right?
I think so. No
at
doubt.
This point.
No doubt about it.
But why, if he's available, play him. Unless maybe today before the game, he just wasn't feeling right. I don't know.
I just don't know if you are going to throw him back into a game that is just this high-intensity, high-paced game, for a guy that hasn't been conditioned, like the rest of the guys.
Yeah.
Maybe this isn't the game that you throw him in there. So I from that perspective, I understand. But you certainly need a shooter out there, especially at this point.
This is a pretty special rivalry right now. We're yet again going down to the last seconds with the one-possession game. So this rivalry, these games just do not disappoint. Only for the team that loses, and Iowa's lost 5 in a row. But, last 2 meetings for Illinois, Iowa decided by 4 points or less. If you go back to the Big Ten tournament game 2 years ago on that Saturday, it was a great game that Illinois won, I think, by 9 or 10. I mean, they really took control in the second half. They were the better team for most of it.
We talked about this before. We really haven't had any close games like this, really, all year.
Yeah.
So
it's odd, right? It's been feast or famine. So in that regard, if these had been the other losses, the Valley wouldn't have felt that low. And I mean, again, my ire, which has been maybe more animated today than it has been in quite some time, has to do with 2 individuals. And this is the tricky thing with doing the second half podcast or doing a podcast about college sports in general. But I'm sorry, this is a different climate of college basketball now. Terrence Shannon Jr. is doing okay playing basketball here this year. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. We don't even have to wink, wink, nudge, nudge it. It's a pretty good name, image, likeness deal, I am sure. And he wants to be in the NBA, and all you're asking him is to make a few plays, a few winning plays, and instead helps lose the game, potentially. But now you got a 2-point game. You got to get a turnover, I think. Now, this is going to be, you got to foul. You got to foul, right? Or are they going for the trap first? They call a timeout with 15.1
So did I miss it? Did Meyer foul out?
I don't think so. I think they know because they have to foul and they'll go to the line. They'll bring him out when I was at the line.
Okay.
But then again, if something crazy happens, don't you want him out there to take the shot?
Then again, there's 15 seconds left.
Yeah, so who cares? But I think have Meyer out there and have him on the baseline guarding the inbounder.
That's right.
15.1 to go.
I guess. If you can somehow make it into overtime, you really need Matthew Meyer.
Yeah, you would. You would.
It's a 2-point game. I recognize that they're getting ready to shoot free throws here, but crazier things have happened.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt.
And it's not like you came out here and laid an egg.
No, you didn't. At the end of the day, there are, I think, I know there are probably more positives than negatives to take away from this game, but unfortunately, the negatives are pretty glaring. And they do lead to concerns about, when you're up against it in March, what is it? If it ain't Meyer and it ain't Epps, who's going to help? And that's scary. Trap. Here's the trap. Here's the trap. Here's the trap. Get it. And another timeout. They call one more timeout. The trap is almost working. Illinois is almost inviting the trap. If you see that, RJ in both of those has kind of allowed the inbound, and Coleman is sagging off the inbounder. So that damn near worked.
Mm-hmm.
Now, does Iowa adjust? They've done that twice in a row now, and they have no more timeouts to burn, so they cannot inbound it there again, I don't think. Let's see. They're going to monitor to see, probably how much time is left. So 11.9 to go, 80 to 78. Oh, they're saying 5-second call is what some of these guys want here. That was 15.1 when he caught it, right? 13, 12. They called the timeout before that.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow. That's either good awareness or a little bit of luck. But
both.
yeah, a little bit of both. Iowa will get the inbound one more time. Damn, man. Like, it just feels like, and it's still there potentially, but it does still take a minor miracle knowing that Iowa's making their free throws. It's, gosh. Hey, they can still win. They can still win, right? I don't want to toot. The fat lady has yet to sing, so I don't want to speak too soon. But your lineup here, let's check this out again and see if Illinois sets up the same sort of thing. So you do not have Rebraca in there. You got shooters in for Iowa, and it's going to be inbounding it. Not Murray. It's going to be Connor McCaffrey inbounding it. So there's a completely different set here now for Iowa. They're going to have Coleman on the inbounder. And here we go. 11.9 to go. Here comes the inbounds, right? Good job. Oh, Perkins got free. I don't know how you can allow that to happen.
Well, here's 2 points.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, it's 2 points. Well, get Meyer back in there. Unless he's fouled out, and I missed that. I don't think he is.
No, I don't think so.
You see, here's what happened, man. That was Sincere or Jaden. It was one of the freshmen miscommunicated, and they both followed one guy, and they let Tony Perkins go open. So some freshman moments late. That was not how it was drawn up. That's frustrating.
Just miss one. Just miss one.
He's not. He ain't gonna miss one. Unbelievable. And all, I mean, that's how it is. That's pretty impressive. That'll be a game that Iowa fans remember forever as the Tony Perkins game. That's pretty incredible.
Oh, here we go. All right, see?
Matthew to Jaden Epps.
Just don't.
This is going to be RJ back to Jaden. Jaden, the three is up. It is no good.
That's game.
Coleman gets fouled, but that's honestly not what you wanted to happen. And
hey, you know what? You gave yourself a chance.
You did.
You had a chance.
We'll wrap up when this buzzer sounds because I can't really podcast with bile in my mouth after Iowa wins.
He was looking for that
foul.
Oh,
he was looking for the foul, and maybe I don't know.
Maybe that kept the shot from going in.
Yeah, let's see here. He was anticipating there'd be more contact there. Okay. Anyways, before we get out of here, real quick, 81-78. Coleman will shoot the first one. It is good.
And then you got to miss the
second. You got to miss the second one. Dane's in there. I just don't. The rebound in a Karen.
Just keep your eyes off the chat feed and let's.
I know it would take a miracle. As they got this last time out here, DPDO online at dpdo.com. Order anywhere, you can get it delivered anywhere in Champaign-Urbana. That is dpdo.com. Also, State Farm agent Brian Hanson helping out today at brianismyguy.com. And finally, Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing. Give them a call at 217-841-4728. I need to do a midweek podcast and kind of recap, so maybe I'll skip the play-by-play Tuesday against Minnesota and do one Wednesday instead. The Minnesota game I would like to think is going to be rather uneventful. Kind of, it's hard to get up for a game like that after a rivalry.
Sure.
It's just a Tuesday, 7:30, Minnesota, whatever. So I think what I'll do is do a midweek on Wednesday to kind of state of the union, so to speak, of Illinois basketball, which after this game looks to be 7-5, after Minnesota 8-5, leading into a massive game against Rutgers. You said it, Brian, it's not a bad loss if they end up losing this, which is the likely outcome. It's frustrating in the manner in which you lost.
Sure, there's no doubt about it.
Or the main factors as to why you lost.
So you're 7-5, assuming this ends up the way we think it will.
And Iowa too.
So you're in third place, 2-5 for third place. You're still in that bye for the Big Ten tournament.
I'm not sure what Iowa's schedule looks like either. I mean, I hate losing the streak. It was a pretty good streak and a pretty meaningful streak against Iowa, and you can't win them all. That's something that stinks, but hey, that's basketball. Coleman will shoot it off the board. Iowa gets the ball, and that will be that.
And that's it. There you
Iowa
go.
wins, and I'm sure that is a cathartic moment for them.
And there's your Big Ten Player of the Week right there in Tony Perkins.
It has to be. It has to be. Great game overall. Frustrating to be on the other side of it for the first time in a while. And Tony Perkins, that's the story. Unfortunately for Illinois' end, a couple of disappointing performances from veterans when you could have used it. And it might have been enough with Jaden Epps and Matthew Meyer. Well, Brian, appreciate you coming down here again. We'll do it again, right?
Sure. Yeah, anytime. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so
happy to.
YouTube viewers, thank you guys for tuning in. Have a good rest of your Saturday. I'll be back Wednesday. I'm going to skip the play-by-play Tuesday and do a Wednesday evening instead. And we will see you soon. Ugh, darn it. It is the 200 level. Damn. Hey, thanks, YouTube. Take care, everybody. Have a good rest of your weekend.
Well, that's that.